stage to keep possession alive.
Huge bid, gets the
It's a great
time.
opportunity for the Germans, and they break with
They
ease.
throw it the full 80 yards to the field. Are you kidding me?
And an incredible catch.
You are kidding me.
Oh my God!
One of the plays of the year.
We're live here at the Ivor Dent Sports Complex in a beautiful, wonderful, sunny, we'll just call it Edmonton, Alberta, here at the Canadian Ultimate Championships Junior Edition of 2025. My name is Clay Howlett. I'm here with Tyler Edwards. Tyler, I'm just having a little fun here, but it's wet.
It's very wet. It's
Yeah.
slippery. It's a little chilly. It's wonderful, wonderful conditions for some sick layouts.
Sick layouts, yeah. So here during the week we've had a lot of wind, but today the wind has died down. It is still playing a little bit of part, but the sky has opened up to make for very damp fields. I'm sure that'll play a factor today in this semifinal matchup between North Vancouver's Canyon, British Columbia, and Quebec City's Origine from Quebec, obviously. Origine lost their last 2 quarters that they've played at the Canadian Ultimate Championships by 1 point. They feel like they're where they belong. Canyon has said they just want to win. They want to do well and play up to where they think they belong. They think they belong in a semi. So both teams very happy with where they are right now. We're really excited to see I would say a mix of teams that we don't see in semis the last few years. That I don't believe. Well, I mean, we know Origine hasn't been in a semi for at least 2 years. We have never seen Canyon in a semi. So this is a really exciting change of pace, something fresh and new for us to call in a semifinal at the junior tournament.
Absolutely. A couple of teams who think they deserve to be here, and we're going to get to see who gets to go a little further.
Yeah, and we shouldn't say that that's because they've been lucky. Instead, these teams have just been firing in all cylinders. Origine has been playing amazing. They've had a clean tournament playing for each other. Canyon has just been firing in all cylinders. They are a group that has been working together for 4 years, so they have it dialed in. Canyon's in white on your right. Kai Saunders with the pole. And Origine will start on offense. That pole lands in. Kind of a floaty throw as Canyon comes down in a match defense here, putting a lot of pressure. And immediately that throw is just a little too short and knocked to the ground, so Canyon will have a break chance on the doorstep immediately. Bernardi picks up, swings that around to Zhu. Zhu doesn't like the up line. He's going to look for Saunders. The around's not there. He's running out of time. Lefty reset, gets it off. Nate Bernardi digs that out of the ground. He doesn't like the first look, wants to dump to Saunders. Saunders with the jam cut, finds the around, and Eddie Zhu was looking at the next throw before he had it. Pick called as Gagne might have had a chance to launch that, but play is stopped, coming in on 1. He wants the around, it's not there. Still looking, a stall count down. Emile disagrees. Emile Gagne, that is. He's thinking that was too fast. You can call fast count after it's called, right?
Absolutely. If you felt like that was the way it was, you can make that call.
Yeah, so you don't need to say it while they're doing it. If it's the old 8, 9, 10, right? Right, Tyler? Those last 3 seconds are always way faster.
They're way faster.
That disc pops out of the hands of Asselin, so Canyon second break chance of this first point. Zach Bernardi has the around to Ford Kelsey. Bernardi just flubs that throw. I think he had a thrower-initiated open side cut lined up there, but the rain asserts itself.
He was committed.
Yeah. Origine trying to get some speed. Hearing a lot of coaching from the sideline of get moving. Waking everybody up. Papa Dimitriou looking for some options, still looking upfield. Running out of time. Instead has the slash cut across. That is too far in front of Ariel. So seeing a lot of turnovers here in Origine's brick, or as the red zone for Canyon, as we call it. Bernardi flips that around to his brother. They are twins. We've been told they work together like crazy. Talking to the coach of Canyon at the beginning of the game, said it's kind of surreal to watch the Bernardi twins work together. And in saying so, they generate the first break of the game, 1-0 for Canyon.
They delivered for the Canyon squad. Yeah, a lot of drops and miscues from both teams to open up this game, the semifinal game. I mean, a lot of it can be attributed to the weather, but some of those shots were just straight up miscues.
And that's such an interesting analysis when we're up here, you know, with the junior division, is noticing when we want to talk about the choice, we put our coaching hat on. We're like, I have a problem with that choice, and I'm going to get noisy about it. Versus, yeah, dude, rain sucks. it just got in the way, right? So I do agree with you, Tyler. I think there's some errors where it's just like that flub throw from Bernardi example,
For sure.
right? That's
For
just
sure.
like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. You know, the conditions got you. Versus some other throws, it's like, why that?
Exactly, exactly.
Tyler, it's first time commentating together, but I don't know if you know this, but I talk about wind way too much.
That's okay. I talk about wind a lot too. I'm at the age where weather is just a thing I talk about.
It is moving from behind us and a bit left to the right, so Origine is now working it up on the difficult side of the field. And it does put Canyon at an advantage. But Origine moving it quickly all the way around. Arellano. He's got something in the middle, and a layout bid by Canyon. That was number 20, Finley Gray. Excuse me. It does seem to me from this angle that Ollie Papadimitriou did have the disc before it was knocked out of his hands. Tyler, what do you think?
No, I'll admit I missed it. And the beauty of this sport is they get to discuss what happened after.
Now, if you're old, you're familiar with the call that was named strip, right? And that meant it was in my hands and you ripped it out of my hands once I had possession. That call got absorbed into the general foul umbrella. So it is a foul if you rip out the disc of somebody's hands. So Papadimitriou's argument is, I had it, I stopped rotation, I had possession before you ripped it out of my hands. This will go back since the players disagree. They've contested it, so we have a do-over.
Basically, yeah. Mulligan.
A wide open undercutter. Origine now starting to get some momentum. Getting a lot of coaching from the sideline to take the around. Chaldonnet has an open Chabiran. He pitches that to the middle. Origine now finding their legs. Gagne is looking for some options, but that open side has been there for Origine. Chandonnet still looking open side. It's been working, but he'll reset to Trudeau. And that goes back. I'm not sure why we didn't see that. Did you see any hand signals, Tyler? I'm not sure.
It looked to me like it might have been a travel call.
Okay.
I didn't see either.
Gotcha. Origine looking for that break across the field right away. Good strategy, but it's not quite there. Pick in the middle. Canyon doing a good job saying first, are we okay? You're good, man. Yeah, sorry, that was probably on me, but it's still a pick. So number 12, James Haywood does catch up.
Yeah, great spirit of the game there.
Papadimitriou. We'll go back to Trudeau, the coach's sons playing together. Pick called by Saunders on Quang Chabiran, so that goes back. Or, excuse me, that was not Saunders, it was Gray who was picked. Alec Trudeau. At the high stall count has a reset in Gagne. Gagne is hit from behind. I say hit, contacted. As he was in the process of making his catch, that is one of those fouls that's just like, you don't want to take that foul. The catch is awarded. That is the right call. Origine finding the break side of the field now, and they break out as they do. Chabiran is able to get that around. That throw to Chabillon. He digs that up, keeping it alive for Origine. They're doing a great job of flipping the field using the break side. This gives this open shot. Gagne looking for options. In goal for Origine, Maxime Chandonnet reels that in. So Origine gets on the board on that hold. The score now 1-1.
Just sort of a grind of a point. Right, nothing flashy, nothing real crazy, no big hucks, just both teams just kind of digging through and playing hard on that one. And as we spoke before, the wind is a factor here. It's a little bit wet. You see some of these miscues, some slips. But I'd love to see these two teams play when we don't have these conditions to play with. And these guys are digging deep, doing really well as it is.
Sorry, Dad.
No worries. I said some words.
Hey, well, I appreciate it. We've got some minutia on the stream, y'all. We do want to be able to see all the numbers and the jerseys. And with inclement weather, there is protocol at these tournaments that we can start to kind of get out of uniform in order to deal with the elements. But we also make the effort to make sure that we, can bring you the best vision of everything going on. Players have to tuck their hoods in. They have to be wearing the right number. So we're just getting on top of that between these points. That pole lands in and bounces out. That will be allowed to be brought up to the cone. And Origine coming down in a zone. They're going to try and punish this in coffin corner. Can Canyon dig themselves out of it? Moving back in their end zone. This is Callahan country in the back. Literally nowhere to go for Canyon right now except forwards. They are stuck on the back line. There is tension. That big OI is going to get grabbed by Canyon to be kept from Callahan and lands in. I can't see any names. It's Manic down there, but Canyon eventually able to get out of the end zone. Zhu still trapped by the zone here. He tries to go all the way around, and it bounces off the hands of Haywood. Good presence D by number 1 on Origine, William Lefebvre. And then it's just off the hands.
Looking for the next pass.
Yeah, Tremblay. That's unfortunate for Origine. But their defense is putting on so much pressure right now. We can feel it up here. Griershub swings it around. Canyon trying to get it off the sideline as quick as they can. Great containment being played by Origine. Zhu playing some give-go action with his teammate Zhu. The Zhu Chu show right now. Working together to keep the disc alive. No other crashers though. Chu's got to either get it or get out. Zhu's able to go over top. Griersham finds Zhu. Good patience here by Canyon. This zone D, is frustrating looking, but they continue to keep the disc alive. Lots of patience here looking for throws and then taking the easy reset before they can beat the cup across the field. But this is where we see the pressure from Origine. They really ramp it up on the sidelines. Ford Kelsey. Over to Griersham. Zhu will go back to Griersham. They'll play together to try and get it off the sideline. Canyon always providing a safe reset behind. Ford Kelsey taking that rear position. And finally, Canyon's able to find the hole. Chan throws a pass, tries to give go. One of the deceptively hardest passes in Ultimate, someone running next to you, away from you. Origine with a break chance once again. This time clicking with their throw so far. Tyler, I said it. I said it out loud.
You didn't say it out loud.
I said it out loud.
You niced him.
But it sounds like there's a foul on the throw or cut, perhaps, between Jou and Tremblay here. So we're going to see what this is all about.
It's a really great last possession by Kenyon. They moved that disc around well, and they didn't force anything. They waited for the right opportunity before they made their shot.
It was funny. Once they got the breakout, that's where they made the mistake.
Yeah, right?
Jou calling a double team. Can't be too close with more than one check. Origine puts the zone right back on. Griersham once again taking that rear position to let his handlers up front make some crashes. The easy reset option is there. Kenyon elects to move it to the sideline. I don't love it, as that's Origine's game plan.
Yeah, Origin loves it.
Yeah. Haywood gets up to make that catch. Back to Ford Kelsey. They'll play a little pass together. Disc moves around. Kenyon in the proverbial red zone now, 15 yards outside of the end zone. That throw just floats above the grass. And it's dropped on the bobble by Graham Griersham. Good second effort, but tough with a wet piece of plastic. Oh yeah, moves that around. Then Dewey. Back to Ariel. Coach D by Fort Kelsey. Griersham, his pass to Chan works, even if Ariel got maybe a few fingers on that. Kenyon with the very patient hold. Tyler, that was some of the best mature Zone O, I could say, that I've seen in this tournament.
I think mature is the apt word. They didn't force anything, and to Origins, props to them. But that was a really tough zone. They had it. They contained everything, and they were quick to get the cut back on, move with the disc, and Origin just had the patience.
Yeah, fantastic work by Kenyon. Something to be said for that zone. I honestly thought Origine had them there. Like, they were at the back corner on the downwind, forced wind.
Yes.
You know, you had to work it upwind. You had to work it upfield.
Through Callahan country.
Yeah, through Callahan country. Origine had 6 players inside the end zone.
Yes. And, I mean, at one point, Origin had to rely on some over-the-top stuff, over the cup, within their end zone. And, I mean.
Yeah. But Kenyon came in clutch there. So the score 2-1 for Kenyon. You wouldn't think the score's so low with all the action so far, but both teams have just been grinding on these points. Kai Saunders Rapole, fun fact, taught that kid how to swim. He's better at ultimate. Anyway.
Needs his water wings, eh?
That pole lands in, and that throw just close, but it's dug out of the ground, so Origine starts to work it up. Seen really dynamic horizontal cutting from them. Really able to fake the deep space and come under. Kenyon playing very honest on that deep despite the windy side. Jean Denet to Chabiran. Chabiran wants an option, gets it over to Trudeau. Trudeau looking for the swing, takes the IO flick. To Chandonnet. Jacquelin flips it back to Trudeau. And Gagne. We're going to check his number. He's got, our numbers don't match up. That could be Breton as well. We are going to get that check for you, everybody. So, but nevertheless, Origine now 3 yards outside of the end zone. They'll flip it back to 27, Breton/Gagne. Trudeau now looking for options. Chabiran pitches that into Jacquelin. A bidding Gray came up just a little too short. And the clean hold by Origine. The score 2-2.
Great possession there by Origine.
Oh, wait, excuse me. There is a stoppage. I see a signal for a travel coming from, I believe that was Observer Eileen on the side, but travel on the throw.
Travel on the throw. Okay. Well, still a great offensive possession by Origine so far.
Yes, timing, fantastic.
Great.
If people want to know what good horizontal timing looks like, I'd watch some Origine. It's the hop skip travel. You're allowed 3 steps, but those 3 steps have to be a continuous give go, or in an effort to slow yourself down. You can't catch it and speed up and say, well, it's 3 steps. That's actually illegal. That is a travel. So if you catch it and you kind of were in the air and you land on the ground and then you take kind of the 1 and then into your pivot foot and then an extra step and change your pivot and then an extra step, change your pivot. Yeah, that's 3 steps.
Or
but
a little hop in
that,
there.
Yeah, that is illegal.
Oh.
But it's ruled no travel, so Origine gets the point.
There we go.
So the score does stand at 2-2.
And Canyon opting for the person defense there as opposed to a zone, which you would expect given the conditions.
I wonder if it's something they're saving, kind of trying to feel out the offense of
It
Origine
could
here.
be.
But
maybe they feel like they've just got the matchups.
Yeah. Tyler, I'm just going to get a check on a number for a player.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ben set. Gagné ou Breton? Breton. Okay, merci. We've got Gagné on our list. So the fans may have heard that. Turns out it is Breton wearing number 27. We do the best we can with our lists, but it didn't quite line up. Oh no, there's 2 Bretons. I didn't check which one.
Oh no.
Well, you know what?
They're all Breton.
Yeah. No big deal. We're at least making some checks here and getting it right. So earlier we saw zone from Origine come down and put a ton of pressure on. They will not have the same opportunity this time as that pull sails out of bounds. So Canyon will bring that up to the brick.
Very impressive throw, but not all that useful.
Yeah. Feats of strength.
Feats of strength.
Hearing the oh my god call from observer Alan Bagish. He's a little cold out there. He's going to hate me for saying that. Zone look from Origine. They don't have to do much as the pass is bobbled by Zhu. Now Origine in the red zone, showing some good patience in the turnover here, looking for the correct options rather than rushing. They'll flip it back to Breton. He's looking for options. As Tremblay looking for a reset, doesn't have it. He almost runs out of time, but instead it's Chabiran who comes in to save him and gets it around to Ariel. Breton now wants the up line. It's not there. He looks it off smartly. Needs a reset. Chabiran comes all the way back to help out. Stuck around after his first cut. He sticks out his hands, asking for options, doesn't see them, initiates a throw, which is picked up by the wind despite the excellent effort by Louis Tremblay. Origine gets right back into their zone. And it works.
2 incomplete passes on the zone for the Origin squad this round.
Breton runs back to pick it up. Sets up an ISO. And Origine with the break. Clever Breton to jog over to that with haste. Made eye contact with Hubert Gauthier to say, hey, I'm going to throw to you. Gauthier playing possum, and then the quick jump cut to get open. The score, 3-2 for Origine as they take the lead.
both turnovers at that point, the Origin squad transitioned very quickly from offense to or defense to offense.
Yes.
Where there was really almost no downtime. There was a player going for the point, going for the movement. That's something you want to see from a team that's going for gold.
Yes, but not just that. Like, part of that, the little nuance was, even though they were off to the races, the players weren't like, oh, we just got the turnover, Mike, I just went deep, I'm jacking it,
Yeah.
throwing it far. No, take our time.
Yes.
Right? I love the ultimate intelligence we're seeing from both teams right now, right? They are not doing stereotypical things that we sometimes see in players that are young and learning the game, right? They have been coached well. Most of these players are in their senior years.
Yeah.
Well, how should I put that? Their tail end of their junior career,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And you can see how far they have come with not just their physical skills, but their mental skills.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first exposure to Junior Ultimate, and I had no idea it was at the level of
Oh, it's good.
that it is. I feel a little inadequate right now. I'm gonna
It was
lie.
bad when we were young.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
No.
There wasn't a plethora of great teams like we see today. It has grown so much. Of course, you always had your top end. You always had your great players, but it's everywhere now. Well, Canyon called a timeout, and they're back from that. Origine was always ready to go. So Origine took the second seed out of their region on the third tiebreaker to Titan, who came in first. But Origine had a little bit of revenge, knocking them out in earlier in the tournament to get here. And they are just looking so solid right now as they come down in a zone. Canyon doing a good job to start moving it quickly. They find a hole in the middle to Finley Gray. Zhu moves that over to O'Reilly. Those three, great. O'Reilly, Zhu get a give-go going. Ford Kelsey on the side to help. Zhu found a hole, but seemed to have a forward step in his throw, and it got turfed. But then he says, I believe there was a foul. And he's discussing with Ludwig Lavoie what he thinks. Lavoie disagrees.
It seemed like a late call to me. The play had already kind of completed, and then Zhu was giving up that foul signal. So we'll see what they decide here.
Yeah. Calls made after the result of a play. If you know me from Victoria and how my college season went, you know how I feel about this type of timing. But anyway, story for another day. It is difficult for players like in Lavoie's position here to discuss this when you say, hey man, like, you didn't say anything until you saw the turnover. But after a discussion, the call has been retracted. So you know what? That's great spirit right there of those two players working it out after the fact. I don't think Zhu also, we encourage players to say, you know, if you felt something, say something.
Exactly.
And you can always discuss it and take it back.
And a lot of times that completed pass after a foul just continues anyway.
Yeah. But Origine turns it over immediately. I didn't even have time to look back at the field to see how. And in turn,
All right, here we
Origine
go.
gets it back. And a timeout called by Asselin. Or sorry, that's Louis Tremblay, excuse me. That's the, hey everybody, let's calm down. And the only discussion over there right now is with James Haywood discussing what should the stall count be. Our observer team there to clarify what the count will be. Smart timeout by
Back in.
Origine here, I think.
I think so. Yeah, we had both teams have some really quick turnovers. Slow it down, collect yourself. You know, they got the disc back. They're planning to score on this possession.
I mean, this would be a break for Origine. So this is something I didn't follow up with earlier, but we've been seeing a trend in this tournament. Lots of teams are running more set pods that they may specialize in one direction, or they may say, we are going to put you on offense or defense more, but we're going to use the depth of our roster. Origine, Coach Francis and Stan were explaining that they have a lot of depth. But when you're on defense, like we've seen earlier, like we were talking about that transition, Origine doing a good job calming down. At this point, we haven't seen that. This could be the regroup of, hey, this is not how we handle turnovers, right?
Exactly. Lots of game left. No point in letting it run away from you now.
So on timeouts, the offense at the end of their time sets up where they want, and the defense gets an additional 20 seconds to set where they want. So Origine has frozen their place on the field, and Kenyon sets up a zone. Tremblay goes for the reset to Roberge. Travel called by Finley Gray. That disc will go back. Oh, no, not travel. A
Like a
push-off.
shove off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't do that. Can't extend the arm. Sometimes it's subtle, and you can resolve it with this call.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not so subtle, and it takes a little bit more of a discussion. So the discussion continues. The rain continues. Our coffee just got here.
It did. I'm looking at it right now. They've even got my name on it.
All right, resolution. Tremblay with the disc. He'll put it up immediately high. This is going to be anybody's. It's not. It's just Lefebvre all day as he goes up early. No one else had a shot with his timing. Chabiran finds Tremblay in the middle. Tremblay finds Asselin, who had great timing across the front. There seems to be a pick call, though. I didn't see the initial portion of Asselin's cut. It looked like he was just left alone on a blown switch, but that's just me.
He looked like he was moving fast, too.
Yeah.
So he would have left me in the dust, regardless.
All right, just back with Tremblay. He does want that flick. He is going to go around, catches the Canyon defender looking the other way. Hubert Gauthier with the goal. That is another break, the second one for Origine this game. And now the score is 4-2 as Origine seemed to just need to get it together at the beginning of the game, but now they look in control, Tyler.
That was a tactical timeout.
Tactical timeout indeed. Paying off for the boys in blue and green. Out of all the kits I see get traded at this tournament, players like to trade kits and everything. Though there's two jerseys I see worn the most in Victoria,
Okay.
and that's High Tide and Origine.
High Tide.
Yes, the themes of those jerseys seem to stand the test of time
The New Brunswick
when it comes to the color combinations.
What would your choice be?
Origine, I think they have the best one.
That one? Yeah.
Yep.
They're pretty nice. I'm digging that color scheme too.
Yeah, the shorts actually are my favorite.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, pink is okay.
Yeah, those are flashy. Yeah.
I have a pair of pink shorts with a club team of mine, but the navy blue with the light green accent is pretty dope.
It is pretty dope. Is that some sort of a...
Ariel's pole will be out as Saunders had the right judgment. The observers are lines and time, so they do make the judgment on if that was in or out. Had Saunders thought out and the observer called in, it would go with the observer's ruling. They are active about that. Zhu will walk up to the brick, giving his team a chance to get in position. And a zone D here set up by Origine. Saunders trying to jump through the middle, get some momentum. He'll break around for Kelsey. Moves that. Seeing a Bernardi twin out there again, unsurprising. Looking to pass to him. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Gray on the second jump. That double jump Super Smash Bros coming through. Zhu will go around to Saunders. Bernardi flips that to Ford Kelsey. Zach goes to Nate. Zach will get it back. He's looking for Nate immediately. The Twins have worked well together even when Origine gets a hand on it. Bernardi twins continue to play together. Nate leaves. Kai Saunders, comes in. Gray digs that out. Canyon just flying down the field, making some tough catches right now. Quick movement as Origine drops into a match defense versus Canyon's vertical end zone set. Zhu extending to make the grab. Containment D by Origine. Zach Bernardi comes across. Gray, who's been in ascension this game, wants it's not there. But it's Zhu who gets the goal. And the clean hold by Canyon keeps the game within one. 4-3.
Again, yeah, like you said, clean hold, great possession by Origin. They did such a really good job fighting that zone by doing quick cuts, shortcuts, quick passes, making that the wall have to shift to them, leaving things open. Really good, and they have 4 handlers back at one point in time, and maybe even a 5th player, all really just making that cup have such a hard time.
No fear, hesitation against that zone, eh?
No, not really. I mean, I would say they made a couple of high release, windy passes.
Yeah.
They got lucky to come down with it.
The double jump.
The double jump, yeah. Right? But I would say the other 99% of the passes were absolutely great.
The outlier, if you will.
Yes. But I guess if you have a guy who can double jump, you can get away with that.
Yeah, Captain Falcon gets up there.
Yep. Yeah.
They would get that joke, right? Am I dating myself?
I hope so.
That game's still a thing. I played on N64.
Yeah.
Hey, Kaya's pulling, Canyon says from the sideline. Saunders from Victoria made the Canyon squad this year after he came off Team Canada's stint at PAOK. He played with the U17 team, if I'm not mistaken. But his ball is out of bounds. So Origine will walk that up to the brick. I'm sensing a zone from Canyon here.
It's looking a lot like a zone.
Platon with the disc. He has been solid this game. He'll flip that to Ariel. And travel called. Resolved quickly. Platon tries to jump through. Instead, it's Tremblay that comes back. Or Gauthier, that comes back. Origine has done a great job of moving the disc quick against the zone. They get it around to Trudeau immediately. And Gauthier going side to side. He's always there in front of the cup. I love to see that against the zone, moving lots laterally behind it. Origine with the give go now. Chandonnet and Gauthier owning this point with the anchor of Breton and Trudeau in the backfield. But don't count out the other Origine players. This is a strong squad they have out this point. Chandonnet. Go back around to Breton. Didn't like the up line. Trudeau. He'll get that to Chabiron. Chabiron so fast, a foul, but it won't matter. The and one. But maybe it's a travel. It
looked like there was a really quick direction change there while the disc was moving. So
perhaps. It did seem as he was falling that his foot came up, hence travel. Did the travel happen because he tripped over a toe? I think so.
Mm-hmm. He might have hit a body, yes.
Yeah. The reenactment by Finley Gray is, that's some method acting, if I do say so myself. I have not seen a reenactment that good, or, well, someone committed to such a vigorous reenactment in a long time. What are your thoughts on reenactments?
In Ultimate?
Yeah,
or
when you're
just in general?
reenacting what someone else did.
I mean, if you can get the point across, I'm all for it. If you don't have the words, but you got the action,
Yeah.
do it up.
Some find it rude. That was too funny. That was. He was like, I saw this exactly. Watch my audition. I nailed the role here. So it will go back to Chabiran is the resolution here. Now we're just discussing what do we think the count is. It's on 0. Origine goes with the dump to Breton, smart so they can reset. And then number 14, Hubert Gauthier is wide open from the front of the stack, timing that cut. And now that is a hold for Origine, bringing the score to 5-3. Tyler, it's still a ball game.
Absolutely still a ball game. Lots of ultimate left, lots of skill on both sides to make things happen.
Yeah. Origine currently up 1 break. If this was a 1-point game since Origine started on 0, we'd call that on serve. Everybody's done what they're supposed to do, but both teams have been scored on when they've started the point on offense. Origine has scored on Canyon twice in that matter. Canyon has only done it once. So Origine is up what we call a break, scoring on defense, and you need breaks to win games.
And you need breaks to catch up.
Yes, and I never talk about that. Thank you, Tyler. That is, you need breaks to catch up. That's how comebacks happen. There was a massive comeback by Team Manitoba yesterday versus Helios in their quarterfinal. They were down 4 or 5 points and won on Universe. So they were on the break train choo-choo.
Yes. Feels amazing if you're the team coming back.
Yeah. Not so amazing if you're the other team.
No.
Origine's pull is going to land inbounds, quickly fielded by Canyon. O'Reilly. Looking for options. He and Griersham work together. We see the zone collapse here. 6 players of Origine in the front. They have an audible where the mid and the wings, the people behind the front of the disc, set, all collapse in. There's only 1 player deep, but everybody's up near the disc. Canyon showing that aggression again, though. No hesitation against this zone, needing to move it quick. Griersham gets that around to Ford, Kelsey to Jou. O'Reilly sticking around for some easy resets. He sees the hole in the middle, doesn't like it. Instead, gets the gain to Chu. Griersham finds a hole to Nate Bernardi. And now the disc works its way around to Chu. O'Reilly doing a good job of sticking around for the quick continue give go. Griersham doesn't like the around. Patience. His dump trips. And instead has Ford Kelsey. And there's a pick called. Chu is jacked. But pick off the front of the stack. I don't love this pick call. When you're guarding the open side and then the offense flips the field on you, you find yourself on the break and suddenly your defender's there in a vertical. I think it's legit. But would you have really had a play? I don't. Right? And in fact, that's a rule. You can actually ask, okay, does it matter? Would you have had a play? Does it affect? But the disc goes back. And a great defensive play by 21 on Origine, Emile Asselin, but there's argument that there was a foul on the throw. Ford Kelsey making his case, and Louis Tremblay looking at the sky, smiling. How do you say, I don't believe this en français?
I don't know. How do you?
Yeah. Je ne crois.
Je ne sais pas.
Yeah, that's more like, oh, wait, I see what you did there. Okay, I'm following. Yeah, we don't know. That's why there's a YouTube chat, everyone. Make fun of the Anglos over here, please.
Yeah, but not too mean, no.
Not too mean. So we're seeing this signal for contest from the observer and a handshake. So the compromise is had, and we have a resolution that will go back to Ford Kelsey. And the players now discussing what the count will come in at. Goes to O'Reilly. O'Reilly's had a great point. He tries to go up the line. On the inside, it's not there. Chu has Nate. Bernardi wide open. Kenyon awaits the confirmation of the point from Team Orange.
Expecting another pick call maybe to come through or something.
And brings the game back within one. But this next point will be pivotal for Kenyon as they need that break to really bring it back to on serve.
Exactly. And Origin not really having a difficult time. Or sorry, not Origin, my bad. Kenyon not having a difficult time with that cup. They seem to have found lots of holes. They didn't have to rely on swinging much at all. It was just easy passes through the middle. So I don't know if there's something maybe Origin was trying with the zone, or maybe they just got to tighten up a little bit.
Tough to say. I put my coaching hat on. I don't ever take it off. Origine, when they're getting stuck, when they're getting Kenyon, quote unquote, stuck on the sideline, right? There doesn't seem to be a way to punish or not punish, handle Kenyon's reset strategy. I would actually like to see the mark from Origine wrap all the way around backwards. Take away that, rear release valve that Canyon has been using.
Yes.
Make them throw through the cup where you can see all the crashes. Literally mark standing behind the guy. When you're going to throw all 6 players in the front and the middle in your zone up front, let the other guys in the back handle upfield. You can't let them dump.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah. Force them to throw into the cup.
Exactly. That pull lands in. Ariel picks it up and flips it to Breton. Ariel just is like, so long, everybody. Moving that up to Chandonnet. Breton blows a tire, gets back up. Looks for the reset to Trudeau. It's not there. And the trailing edge hand. Ariel tries to reach as the disc is moving away from him. Bounces off his hand. It's a tough catch to make. Zach Bernardi has Ford Kelsey. Ford Kelsey's going to go back to Zach. Bernardi, I-O to his brother Nate. Nate looking back to Zach. And back to Nate. And Kenyon with the break. If you're from Vancouver, you know what I mean when it's like watching the Sedin twins out there. The connection is real as the Bernardis, working together with a little bit of help from their teammates, generate that score to get that break back for Kenyon. So we are on serve. The score, 5-5.
Tight match so far.
So I'm just listening in to the discussion. And observer Alan Bagish also looks up here to help us out. After 45 minutes in the game, there is a halftime cap. So you reach the 45-minute mark, you finish the point that's being played. Then you look at the score and you add 1 to the highest score. It's 5-5, so they're both high. And you add 1. So our halftime will be taken at 6. So this is Galaxy point, tie game. Right? Who's going to take half doesn't decide the game, but
Feels good to take half either way.
yes. I mean, it'll either stay on serve with Origine getting the hold here, or Kenyon will go back up 1 break. The game is essentially back to 0-0. Trudeau will field that and hit Breton. He finds a hole through the middle to Gauthier. Chandonnet has Breton up the line. He'll air it out for Asselin, who's had the wheel. So Origine, quick score to take half. Well, we are going to take a halftime break. And what's going to happen is we're going to play a few ads for you on the stream from our sponsors. I should mention we're on the BE Showcase Ultimate field here. BE Ultimate, official apparel for the tournament. And the other really important sponsor we got out on this field is Discraft, providing us the plastic. the one thing we need for this tournament. And since it's a no spiking tournament, we're treating their equipment really nice. But we're just going to play those ads for you and take a break, and then we're going to be in halftime doing some off-camera interviews. So if you want to listen in to some of the players from each team about how it's going, stick around for that. Otherwise, be back in about 6.5 minutes for the second half.
I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 All right, so Clay here. I'm joined with an Origine player, number 27, Isaac Platon. So I have a confession for you. I called you Gagne for the first part of the game because our roster was wrong.
Yeah, it was wrong. Number 27
yeah,
was switched up.
So he might have got a bunch of your praise and stats. My bad.
It's all right.
Thank you. You've been playing great out there, I must say. You look like you're an anchor, a handler. You're the pivot. Everything's coming to you. It's going through you. How do you feel out there?
I mean, I feel I've got more experience than most of these guys, but they like to have an anchor to pass them the disc while they're cutting and all this stuff. They like stability, so I tried my best to put them some good discs they can take and not give defense much space to bid or something to get the disc.
It sure looks like that. You guys have a lot of patience out there. Something my co-commentator Tyler and I have remarked, that once you guys make a defensive play, there seems to be a switch. There's no rushing.
Yep.
There's no bad decisions. Is that something you've been coached on? Is that experience?
Well, our mentality is doing always a clean offense, so no turns, least errors possible, do throws we're comfortable with, and always aiming for points with no chance for the defense to go for another point.
Right. And now you don't need to tell me what it is, but did you guys have a game plan to deal with Canyon today? Was there some intelligence, some reconnaissance?
I'm not going to say a word on that.
No, nothing. Ice cold.
But with the conditions, I mean, we wanted to get out with some zone because the conditions are pretty bad out there. Disc is slippery. Forced some errors with the wind and
And you guys have shown, I mean, the tape will show your zone is aggressive. You've got 6 players that just crowd the disc.
We're trying to force them on the line the most possible and trap them over there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much.
Are there any regrets that you didn't pull a Callahan out at the beginning of the game there?
It was so close, so close. Maybe next half.
Maybe next half. All right, well, you told me your family was here. Any last shout-outs you want to make before I let you go?
Shout out to my parents for coming here with me, paying my plane tickets and all. So thanks to them, and thanks for my family watching back home.
Fantastic, Isaac. Thanks for the interview, man.
Thanks.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
And welcome back to second half action here at the Ivor-Dent Sport Complex in Edmonton, Alberta. Junior edition of the Canadian Ultimate Championships. It's a rainy day. We've got Origine in the blue and green on the right side of your screen, leading 6-5 against Canyon from British Columbia. The squad from Quebec City taking the lead in the first half. We are on serve, though, as they started the game on offense, so Canyon will start, this half. Origine electing to come down in a match defense. Nate Bernardi moves that around to Gray. Ju provides the reset. All his boys that he's looking for blow tires. There's nowhere to go on this slippery field in the middle sometimes. Gray's pass is low. Nate Bernardi takes it out of the ground. Gray has O'Reilly coming across. O'Reilly starting to really show up in this game. Airs it out for Nate Bernardi. The wind just carries it. Tyler, it looked like Nate was lining up a bid there, and then the disc just kept going.
Yeah, he wanted the bid. You could see it. I mean, I fully encourage it, especially on the grass as slippery as it is. You slide for days. Awesome for spectators to see. But, hey, if he didn't feel like he had it, he didn't have it.
Yeah, I think every time he felt like he was ready to take off, he's like, wait, no, not yet. That's too far.
Yeah.
Breton has the open side slash cut to Chandonnet. And there's a call. I'm not sure what. Tremblay and Bernardi are just trying to work out where they should be. I think probably a pick, but I'm not sure.
It looks to me like there was a pick called, yeah.
Breton moves it around to Haywood. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, and a hand block.
Yeah, and a hand block by, was that by Ju?
Ju, yes.
Zach Bernardi picks up, finds Ford Kelsey. And a big layout save by Lucas Ariel, getting it back. He doesn't like the deep shot. He'll go to Tremblay. Through the middle to Breton. Isaac Breton looking for options. Ariel baits his check up the line and is able to come back on the 45. Pick called against Maxime Chandonnet. So the disc will go back to thrower. Winner of this semifinal will be facing off against the winner of the Vancouver's Dino versus Manitoba's Team Manitoba in our open final later in the day. And following this match, after a little bit of break, will be our women's final. Unfortunately, don't have the matchup for you yet. Pick called by Ford Kelsey. Just thanks to that traffic bouncing off. Looks like maybe not a necessary pick call, but it was called instantly, and then things seem to resolve themselves. But thanks to the audible, there has to be a stoppage. Chandonnet takes the slash cut to Tremblay. Breton digs into the ground, takes off. Fort Kelsey can't catch up. He keeps his feet in and goes up the line to Maxime Chandonnet. And Origine comes out of half with a break to go up one break and bring our score to 7-5.
Great upline cut. Great give and go by the Origin group there. Get that final point. A little bit of a jam up the jam hole, but hey,
yeah,
it works.
Moving it up the open side when perhaps you want to flip the field, but it seemed the Origine handler core there just had the legs and really pistoned down that up line. Canyon couldn't seem to stop their speed. So,
yeah,
you know, I always tell players going up the line as a handler is great. I mean, it's usually part of our system. And then if you have the disc, if they're open, you can take it. But what we don't want to do is kind of try and eke it out with an edge OI through coverage and make it difficult. If you're going to take some yards, do it. If you're going to get a goal off those yards, do it. But if it's something you don't like, move the disc around. If he's not moving for you right away, flip the field. But if it's a freebie, why not?
Give her. And great layup D to gain that possession.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Ariel was involved with the turnover against his team earlier, and he just turned it on to save that goal and get it back.
Absolutely. Use that fire.
Origine's pull is going to land inbounds. It's not, I lied. The wind carries it, so O'Reilly expertly reads that. I don't, and he'll bring that up to the brick.
Rain is picking up
it's
now.
worse.
It is coming down here.
Vertical stack from Canyon. It's a split from the middle, and the three comes down. Ford Kelsey gets it up to Zach Bernardi. Gray is gone. And the throw works. Quick goal for Canyon. That one made me kind of nervous, Tyler.
That was a very quick reaction, a great read by number 20 on the Origin squad. That one was coming in fast over his shoulder. Yeah. Great read, great catch.
With the conditions getting worse,
Absolutely.
I mean, that was tough because you might not be able to tell on your screen, but that backhand outside in, immediately what happened is the outer edge of the disc went up in the air, and then the wind caught it and pushed it over. It seemed to have enough mustard on the back end of it to push it to the end zone for Gray, but
and there was some heat from the throw to begin with. There was a little bit of force on that.
So once again, the right side of our field from your perspective, viewers, is the hard side. As the crosswind starts to go a little bit more west-east here. But the wetness has not gone away.
No.
Consistently raining in this game. It's just getting harder now. Saunders with the pull. It lands out of bounds just on the line. Once again, the observers making the active call. Lines and times is what they are responsible for. Saunders blaming the moisture on the disc. Good to have that excuse in this kind of condition. Ford Kelsey on the mark. Can't stop the quick pitch from Origine as they are off to the races. Ariel puts it up. A crazy grab by Ludwig Lavoie. The end one fouled in the back. Gets the second effort. His sideline goes crazy. They're looking up here, looking at me saying, you saw that, right? We sure did. And Canyon is saying it might have been down. It's the and one, folks. Give him the disc. You fouled him from behind on the catch in the first place.
Looks like the observers are giving it to him.
Yeah, as they should. Lavoie looking for options. Has Trudeau come off the back. Trudeau using that negative space, then immediately throwing it forward to Belle Gauthier. Origine with the big score, but the hero of that point, Ludwig Lavoie, with the and one grab. Basketball reference. Sorry, I'm just having fun. But anyway, Tyler, I feel Origine remains in control of the atmosphere here.
They have the momentum, and you can see by the way they scored that point, like the whole team ran on the field. They're excited about this. They want it. And Canyon has yet to show up this half, if I'm not mistaken.
I would agree. No goals for Canyon this half.
Yeah, so they've got to come back here to get something moving.
Yeah, that's actually 2 breaks in a row.
Yeah,
I should remark for Origine. So scoring on both their defensive points.
After taking half. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this Canyon squad, though, has spent quite a lot of time, not every player, of course, but as a program, these players from North Vancouver have been playing together for quite a long time. Canyon has been around for some time. Before that, it was Wildfire and Bonfire, and these players have been developing together for a long time. They've been in tough situations and pulled out wins, so far too early to count them out. Zone look from Origine, talking to Breton at halftime. He agreed that, yes, we really try to force that side and jam the middle and very aggressive up front when we get the opposition on the sideline. So we see some containment here from Origine as Canyon moves it around, and then it's on the sideline. We see the mids and the wings all come in. Really not lots of options, but Tyler, as I said before, I want to see them force into the cup. Don't let that free
one go through.
Yeah, like the free throw backwards. Once you trap them, make it all about forward pressure. But Canyon showing a lot of patience. O'Reilly and Ju playing a little tic-tac-toe. O'Reilly wanted the give go. He showed great patience. He tries to go over top, and Lavoie gets a hand on it. Breton cleans it up. Lavoie now plays a little pitching catch with Ariel, and then gets it to Quang Chaviran.
Very quick convert by the Origin.
Third break in a row for Origine. The score 9-6 for the crew from Quebec City, and we're getting the timeout signal from the observers. Canyon has to call one right now.
Smart call by Origin. They've got to break up the momentum, regroup a little bit, and like what I noticed in the play from the Origin group between this half and last half, especially against the zone, is they don't seem to be supporting the handlers as well. In the first half, we saw several handlers. They were able to give and go. But here, it seemed there were just a couple active. It seemed like they were kind of
good catch,
not giving themselves as many options.
You say that, and I think about it, and I think you're right. There's less crashing. There's less momentum. Dealing with it, and that just leaves 6 players from Origine to go in aggressive on that trap. That's so much pressure.
And this is most of the way through the 3rd day of the tournament. It's windy. It's cold. Energy's you're running on empty at this point. So.
So 9-6 for Origine. Yes, that's correct. Gray did have that catch, right? That that backhand that flipped over. So Canyon has won this half.
Oh, they do have one. Okay.
Yeah, and Origine has taken 3 points. So it was actually a hold in 2 breaks. You know what? Stop listening to my break count. The score is 9-6.
That's fine.
Origine is in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
They just had a few breaks in a row.
There we go.
I'm right about that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
We got a few breaks
Good.
going here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed their point this half. I'm sure the chat caught that.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. We don't have like our next-gen stat computer up here. We do the best we can off memory.
I've got an old gen brain here, so.
Zing. That pull from Ariel lands inbounds. It's offside. It lands on the ground. But if there's an offside call, that's the defense going over the goal line before the pull's in the air, and the offense can bring it up to the brick. Zach Bernardi looking for options. That throw is flubbed from the rain. Not sure if Ariel got a hand on it, but Ariel now has a hand on it from the pass from Breton. Gets it around to Tremblay. Elevating, Chandonnet keeps that alive. He'll go back to Tremblay. Origine taking their time with the handlers here to let the cutters get back into position. Chalbiran, all turbo jets all game, gets it under, but now he's trapped on the sideline. And a little miscommunication between the two results in a missed throw. Nate Bernardi's going to pick up, wants an ISO with Fort Kelsey. It's not there. Gray wants some options, looks to Zach Bernardi. Zach goes back to Gray. Fort Kelsey. He wants to go around to Bernardi, who blows a tire. And Drew it. Well, Canyon's unable to come up with it. Ariel to Breton. And Breton calls a timeout. Wants to get his cutters organized. Probably a good call.
It's the point's getting sort of long. They've battled back and forth. Once you've had a couple of possessions a point, I think it's time to chill out a bit. In the field, like we're starting to see a lot of slips. A lot of people sliding around, people having a difficult time keeping their footing.
Yeah. And that does result in some turnovers where you think everyone was doing everything right. And then just a small slip also results in these high stall count desperation throws because what you thought you had is just suddenly unavailable.
Yeah.
But let's see if Origine can get organized here. This round approaches 13 minutes out from the hard cap. Soft cap will go on in 3 minutes. I love talking about caps, Tyler. It's the one piece of constructive feedback I have got is, Clay, you love them too much. But we are approaching that time, and we will see where we're at when the cap comes on. We'll let you know what the game will conclude at.
And still anybody's game. Lots of time.
It is.
Absolutely.
Lots of time. I'd say Canyon needs to get this point to really keep it alive. With the soft cap coming on, it'll be a very difficult lead to attack of 4 points rather than 2. So I think this is Canyon's kind of, do or die moment here is this point. Nate Bernardi with the read, foul, no contest on the throw. So Lefebvre and Bernardi, even though there is some contact, it won't matter. I think they agree to disagree and allow the foul, no contest to remain with Breton. Pick called against Maxime Chandonnet. So that will go back to Breton. Lefebvre continues to be available. And he gets the disc.
Gets it.
Ariel gets it, but I see downfield there is some bumping, and a player goes down. That was Chu who hit the ground. Ariel has the around backhand to Tremblay. Chandonnet gets it back to Ariel. Good use of dump swing to get the disc moving upfield. Breton, that anchor handler we've talked about so much this game, continuing to do his job, gets that up to Lefebvre. That pass too high. Breton, the second effort, gets it. Slips, no problem. Big around gain to Gauthier. Breton had the IO around, didn't like it. Goes to Tremblay on the open side. Slip and slide out there. Players hitting the ground as it continues to get more wet. And a great defensive play by Chu. Foul on the throw. I believe that's Chandonnet arguing, you hit my legs when you went up. Man,
he had position on him, the defender. I would say
I feel that you did have position as well. Hard to say. Yeah. Just hearing the horn out in the background, which means when this point ends, we're going to add 1 to the highest score, after which it'll be game to whatever that is. And it does, since it's not tied, it does depend on who scores this point. And like I said, that also means there's 10 minutes left in this game. Mm-hmm. 2 points in 10 minutes, not bad for Canyon. 4 points in 10 minutes, different story. So, after an observer ruling or discussion, the foul's upheld. Bad news for Canyon. Chandonnet wants the quick flip. He has it. That was close. And what's so tricky here is all of Origine saying up, all of Canyon saying down. Yeah. Thanks to the way the player was on the ground and the angles, the observers probably had a hard time being able to see this thanks to all the angles and the players in the way. We have Gray here. Finley Gray, I hope you go to a liberal arts college and specialize in acting, dude, because your reenactments are solid. I'm not sure when you graduate, but consider it. I believe Emily Carr's in Vancouver and is a good arts college.
And it looks like his acting worked out.
Yeah, so the disc goes back. It's contest. I mean, this is good when no one can tell, and it's a dispute between both teams. Mm-hmm. So Origine does retain possession, but they're moving it backwards. They're now almost at half. Pick called on Ariel. Zach Bernardi just saying, hey, I still think you would have got it, but I should have been able to been closer by the time you got the disc, so he catches up. Chu gets the run through. Chandonnet calling the foul. Chu visibly upset. Chandonnet saying, no, for real, man. I know, but I did have it. There was a foul. Chandonnet motioning, hey, let's come over here. Chu immediately contesting. Chandonnet trying to make his case.
Yeah. And we're at that point in the game where these guys are leaving nothing to chance. If they feel like there's a call, they're calling it. They're not hesitating to make any kind of calls.
Yeah. And I mean, you're seeing a lot of confidence in the call by both of these players. Observer ruling, actually. No foul. So no foul. That turnover will stand. Chandonnet doesn't see it that way. That was a good idea. Disc in, and now Canyon has possession on this point that they have to get. They elect to go up high to Bernardi.
You're going
That's gonna hang. And Bernardi brings it in.
Monstrous huck.
Monstrous huck. So important
Very
for Canyon to take that as we have 7 minutes to hard cap. So I'm going to walk you through this and the viewers. If Canyon can score this point before hard cap comes on and then hold Origine to scoring any more points before hard cap comes on, then the cap won't matter, because that point where Origine's up 1 will be happening during a hard cap, and then Canyon could tie it, right? Which would take us to Universe. So Canyon has to score before 11:55. I've got 11:48 and change. Right? So if Canyon can get this point before 11:55 and obviously hold Origine to getting any points, time does not matter. It may again later depending on what happens after that, but this is the only path for Canyon to not get bitten by the time here.
That's it. You are enthusiastic about your caps.
I am. It's my thing. It's such a game changer. Our finals today won't have a hard cap though, so that's a whole other story that I'll get excited about later.
Sun peeking out a little bit here.
Oddly. Ariel is going to put that out for Chandonnet. Can he get there? No, this is Canyon's chance. Nate Bernardi is going to pick up, run that up. They've got plenty of time here, 6.5 minutes to get this point to kind of nullify our cap problems. Zach Bernardi blows a tire in the middle, can't get that reset for Drew. O'Reilly with the scoop cut up the line. He puts that out to Gray, but a huge play by Ariel. He is pumped. His sideline's pumped. We're pumped. What a defensive bid.
Canyon's gotta come back at them with that. They need one of their own.
Chaviral looking for options. We'll get Breton in the middle. Breton patient with the disc. As Trudeau up the line, Trudeau baits the back, goes up line, and gets it to Chandonnet. That is a dream killer for Canyon. And not only that, everybody, but if you remember, the soft cap was on, and when you don't hold Origine when soft cap is on, you lose the game. So the win for Origine, game over. They will head to the finals. Canyon, an amazing performance by them to make it into the semifinal.
For their first time.
For their first time in Junior Nationals, and give us a sports match for the ages, something to remember. Tyler, I just think that Origine's control in all aspects of the game today is what won them the game.
It really felt like they were in control, and Canyon forced them into make some mistakes for sure, but it didn't feel like they were an unoiled machine. They seemed well oiled.
Exactly, yeah. They've been playing for each other. They want the win at this tournament. Can't wait to watch them in the final later.
And we're not quite sure yet who they'll be playing?
No, we know that I'm looking behind us, and it looks like... No, we can't tell. We're just going to wait and see here. We're going to stay with you so we can perhaps get you the winner of the other game. If you were watching the other stream, you probably actually know before we do. But we're just looking across here. We can't really tell what's happening on the other side of the field. No worries. Dino is in the lead. So 12-7, and the game is not quite over. They are on the same time cap, 3 minutes left. Dino's going to win. There's no way with the math and the time that they can catch up. So you will have Dino from BC versus Origine from Quebec City in our open final later in the day today. We're going to take an extended break between our next time slot. The women's final is pushed a little bit from that 12:30 slot. I think we're at 12:55-ish. So we'll be back for that. But this is Clay and Tyler signing off. Folks, tune in for our women's final on the next stream. Oh, and I should say, you can watch the women's bronze on our other stream on Field 2 if that's something you want to see. Unfortunately, out of the 4 teams in the top end for the women, I don't know where everything has landed, but we'll sign off for now. Join us for finals, and if you like the women's bronze, soon.
Stage to keep possession alive.
Huge bid, gets the target.
Opportunity for the Germans, and they break it. He throws the full 80 yards to the field. Are you kidding me?
An incredible
You
hit.
are kidding me. Oh my God! One of the plays of the year.